You're trying to state that I'm no good, and you want to get rid of me. So a person should be very, very careful in even the ahadith that they use, that they quote to people, that it could be taken and misunderstood. Because we find that a woman has been created from the rib of Adam, the curved rib. And if you try to straighten it, it will snap, it will break. So leave the woman on her nature. Leave her upon her emotions and the way that she does certain things. If she irons your clothes in a certain way, don't say iron it like that, please. You may get the iron in your face. So when you don't see the brothers for a few days and you find a scar on his face, you know why. Or his clothes are burnt. Take this. Leave it the way it is. Learn to have sabr, have patience, and to accept it. Because we find the opposite as well. That we find in the hadith of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, that if you've done everything for them, بِكُفْرِهِنَّ, because of their kufr. And he stated that why is it the majority of the women, the inhabitants of the hellfire, will be women? بِكُفْرِهِنَّ. Is it because of their disbelief? No, it's because of their ingratitude, of their negligence of their spouses. And we find this in this hadith clearly. لَوْ أَحْسَنْتَ إِلَىٰ إِحْدَهِنَّ. If you done good to one of them, ad-dahr, yani throughout your life, all the time trying to be doing your best to serve her and to be good to her. ثُمَّ رَأَتْ مِنْكَ شَيْئًا. One small slip from you in your life. Didn't pick up on time, didn't drop on time, didn't do what she told you to do. One small slip. قَالَتْ مَا رَأَيْتُ مِنْكَ خَيْرًا قَطْ. Never ever have I seen anything good in you through my whole life being married to you. Never ever. مَا رَأَيْتُ مِنْكَ خَيْرًا قَطْ. أَبَدًا. I don't know why I married you. There's nothing good in you. Tell you to do one thing, you don't do it. The whole week could have been spent doing something good, but I've never seen nothing good in you. Just a waste of time, waste of my life. بِكُفْرِهِنَّ, because of their ingratitude. They should pay heed upon these ahadith of the Prophet Muhammad with all respect to them. That you don't want to be amongst the inhabitants of the hellfire. And whichever husband is pleased with his spouse, she can enter through any doors of paradise that she wants. You have opened the doors of paradise for yourself. And then we find also, likewise inside there, bearing the following verse. فَإِن كَرِحْتُمُوهُنَّ فَعَسَىٰ أَن تَكْرَهُ شَيْئًا وَيَجْعَلَ اللَّهُ فِيهِ خَيْرًا كَثِيرًا. If you take a dislike to them, it may be that you dislike a thing, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brings a great deal of good in this good. Something evil, or this bad point, it brings about something good inside there. So we find that هُنَّ لِبَاسٌ لَكُمْ وَأَنْتُمْ لِبَاسٌ لَهُنْ. That you are a garment for them and they are a garment for you. That they find tranquility, serenity through you, and you find serenity through them, through your spouses. And we find that this marriage is not a bed of roses as many people want to claim. That there will be ups and downs. But the marriage relationship is one which grows through understanding one another. The good things and the bad things, the things that you like and you dislike. And we find that, unfortunately, that the modern forms of marriage that we find, we touched upon, are we ready for marriage, and you're talking about the points, what to look for, and some of the rights. And we find that these modern forms of searching for marriage, through the use of internet, whereby pictures are sent to one another, and sometimes these pictures are exposing more than what should be exposed, and discussions are made over the internet in this disguise of chat rooms. The discussions are made through these chat rooms, and this is a form of khalwa. This is a form of being alone. Just because the essence in the hadith is that any man who's alone with a woman, then a third one is shaitan. The person should avoid being alone with a woman. This also comes underneath the same ruling, because now you are talking to a woman, even though you're not visualizing her, but you are having discussion with her, and could ask her certain questions which are personal, and she could ask you certain questions that are personal. And likewise, those people who are good in their writing, and many of these novelists that you write, they're not very good looking or have any good character, but they're able to mesmerize you through their words. So when you're writing to the opposite person, you could be stating things which are not true, going beyond the bounds. And likewise, they could be stating things about themselves which are not true. That I look like this, I have this, and I do this, and I do that. So this is a misconception. To use these chat rooms to discuss with people, people should avoid this. The use of the internet to find a spouse. I found my wife on the internet. Wallahi al-azim. Shame on you. There's no manhood within you. The woman mesmerized you with a few words, or you mesmerize the woman, and that's it. That's the woman for me. Where did you find her? Found on the internet. Good luck to you is what I say. There's a lot more to marriage than just finding a woman on the internet and a few words. Looking at the family. Because many people avoid this. I want to break the barriers. I want to break this cultural Islam. It's not haram to get married from your family. Yes, there are certain evidence that you get married from your intimate cousins and it will create some form of deficiency in your lineage and your family and diseases. But at the same time, you need to be just and fair. That it's also good to keep family ties and to get married within your family. Because unfortunately, many of our families are in a state of jahiliyyah. In ignorance, if you get married from outside of the family, oh, you got married from outside the family, great shame. You got married to, excuse my words here, but you got married to a Gora. You got married to a white man, you got married to a black man. This exists in our families. We shouldn't shy away and say it doesn't exist. It does exist. Just because you're practicing, your family's not practicing. We hear it all the time. Or we want to break the barriers. And you need to understand the nature of other people and their society and their people as well. With all respect, black women, they write themselves, you can't live with a black man. So I feel sorry for the Asian sisters who get married to a person from this type, from this area. That your women, they're very soft and humble. They've been looked after in a good manner. So when they get married, they're treated slightly rough. They begin to cry and weep and it's divorced straight away. We're not saying we shouldn't do this. We should do it, but we should balance and think about what we're doing in the way that we're entering into our relationship and the marriage that we're doing. Even though there should be some exceptions to the rule, they show that we do get married from outside of the family and from other people and other cultures. But this trend has gone so much that because divorce is forever increasing. Sister with 3 children, getting married for a 3rd time. Brother married 4 times, 5 times, 6 children here. What are you creating in society? Failure in society. Failure in society. That is what you are creating. Who is looking after your children? The social services are looking after your children. That's who's looking after your children. Under this disguise of even polygamy. People are signing on and want to get married 2 or 3 times and say, this is sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Go and fend for yourself. And then think about getting married again. Not say I'm reviving this sunnah and then take money from the state. Beg from these people and say, this is sunnah. It is fard for you to earn your living. It is fard for you to earn your living and earn for your own self. It is not fard to get married 2 or 3 times. Misunderstanding of the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then these same brothers we find, after going through 200 meetings, 300 interviews, maybe 1,000 CVs being sent all over the world. The first time he gets to sit with a sister, my first condition is I'm getting married again. Be realistic. Just because a few people have done it and that's it, this becomes the sunnah that you need to do. I'm following the sunnah. I'm following the sunnah, I have to do it. Even more living in this country to show the people that I'm a person upon the sunnah. And we find that this deceiving information which is being put through these people, and we find this new form of innovation that we find is meeting in hotels. That people will come there searching for a spouse and you're given a ticket number like an animal. This is what one sister wrote an article about this, that she went to one of these functions in these nice flash hotels in the city to find a spouse. You're given a number and you sit down